Well, good afternoon, Floorball fans. Welcome to the last game of the NAFL's 2024 regular season, live from the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center in downtown Duluth, Minnesota. It's the Texas 39ers versus the Minnesota Growlers. Yernan driving down with a quick shot attempt already against Trent Kling, coming away with the save. This is set to be an energetic matchup today here, Floorball fans. Both of these teams have clinched a playoff spot. They will be playing in the Troy Cup semifinal matches tomorrow. Heading in, Texas is locked in as the second seed. They will play the third seed. Currently Minnesota at fourth in the playoff rankings, but they can rise to third with a victory here. If they lose, the Fort Worth Jaguars will stay the third seed and play the Texas 39ers in the semifinal tomorrow. Ronnie Berg coming from the front of the crease here. He'll come in center to Johnson. Back out, Moser, far side to Davidson. Sailing wide, it goes to Mile Marthaler. Chipped away there. Unable to break it out. It's going to be called back as a foul. Both teams have interesting looks today for the Minnesota Growlers. Goalkeeper Pasi Arvinen staying out, looking to rest up after injuries yesterday before the playoffs. Tomorrow, goalkeeper Eric Allman is in the net for the Growlers. Similar story for the Texas 39ers. Reserve goalkeeper Trent Kling, the American, in the net here for the 39ers squad. And Omari Lettinen able to put one behind him there. Leaves me in a state of shock after how quickly Minnesota able to put that one away. Minnesota, the first team on the board. Ilmari Lettinen stayed relatively motionless there from the wing. He took the shot as soon as he saw it. Trent Kling had been overextended to his right towards the very edge of the goalkeeper area. That left him overexposed over his left shoulder. And after that, Lettinen score. It's Texas 0, Minnesota 1. For the Texas 39ers today as well, they have some notable absences. Tim Anderson-Carlson, Oscar Liliagran, and Carl Paul Brandt all staying out today, looking to rest up before the playoffs. However, if you see number 7 on the court today, right there, wearing Tim Anderson-Carlson's jersey, is Nicholas Larson, traditionally number 32, the starting goalkeeper for the 39ers squad, getting some field player rotations in today. We saw the same thing in our last matchup with the Ohio Aviators, where Petr Schlad, the two-time Troy Cup champion goalkeeper for the Aviators, came out as a field player. Marthaler behind himself, Korhonen. Another notable absence for the Minnesota Growlers squad is Jonas Donskoy staying out as well, as Minnesota looks to rest him up for the semifinal match tomorrow. Gernanen coming around in center lane. Behind himself, Eetu Lehtiniemi to Tuukka Korhonen. Down to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Eetu Lehtiniemi behind himself to Korhonen. He's got Gernanen on the wing off the boards. Back to Korhonen. Yernan again on the wing. Smooth moves around Davidson. Juuso Lehtiniemi on the wing. The shot saved by Trent Kling. Kling passes to Adam Silicek. He'll go far side to Peter Lindgren, coach and player of the 39ers squad. Friedmar down to Silicek. Looking for a man. He'll try to find Lou, but it's stolen. Tuukka Hiltunen to Bjernen and chipped up by Fludmar. Going to Ludvig Jonsson, far side. Henrik Lou from the wing, just wide right of the goal. Julius Salakangas behind himself to Tuukka Hiltunen. Hiltunen passing it off to Yi-Pao Roila as Minnesota looks to regain some momentum here on the offense. Just over 3 minutes have passed so far in the first period. Texas starting to show some flashes of aggression, but Minnesota still the only team to put a shot on goal so far, and of course the only team in this match to score. Dita Salakangas off the backboard, still Amari Lettinen. Kicked back by Fludmar. Advantage granted to Minnesota as Al Roila passes Salakangas far side. Amari Lettinen. Backing off a bit. He goes to Julius Salakangas. Lettinen again on the wing. Cross court. Dita Salakangas. To Tuukka Hiltunen. The save by Trent Kling. Kling was looking for Silicek. Taken by Tito Salakangas, coming behind the goal. Hiltunen in the front of the crease, chipped away by William Yiltsin. Bombarda Adam Silacek. A spin to create some space against Tita Salakangas. Goes far side to Ronnie Berg, owner of the Texas 39ers. Playing on their lines today. Jonsson to Berg. Far side to Moser. Back to Berg. He'll look far side to Larson. Larson against Salakangas. Gets the pass off to Kempa Rosen. Rosen looking for Larson on the close side of the crease. Unable to find him. Now Valtteri Rantola with the pass. Close side. Hugo Rovinen shot off the body of his own man, Tom Fuchter. Berg ball chipped away by Fuchter. Derek Moser far wing. The pass goes to Larson. Looking across court to Kempa Rosen. It sails wide at Tuvenyanpa. There to recover for the Minnesota Growlers. Back across to Valtteri Rantola. Marcus Lane to Fuchter. Deflected there off the body of Derek Moser. It's going to be a hit in here for the Minnesota Growlers. Just under 5 minutes have passed so far in the first period. The Texas 39ers still scoreless. Of course, this game doesn't have that much bearing for Texas as they're already locked in to the second seed. The key now is management of their talent, time, training, and strategy. If they lose to Minnesota, they'll have an advantage in a sense, as it'll go to a rematch of today's game in the semifinal matchup. Far side, Fludmar. In the center, Silacek ball chipped up by Juuso Lehtiniemi. Gets it to his brother, Eetu Lehtiniemi. Down the line, finds Marthaler. Off the backboard, Tuukka Korhonen with space. Korhonen goes back across to Myron Marthaler. Korhonen to Marthaler. To Eetu Lehtiniemi. Through the legs of Albin Janssen, back to Korhonen. Minnesota being very defensive with the ball here. Bjerninen to Eetu Lehtiniemi. Deflected off the foot of Lindgren. Juuso Lehtiniemi able to send it back down to Tuukka Korhonen. Bjerninen goes back here to Korhonen. The Minnesota Growlers, a team whose offense at all levels with all lines is described by passing system. They love this very finished style of play, heavy passing, being defensive with the ball until the exact right moment. Most of their shot opportunities coming from cross-court passes immediately before, trying to screen defenders and force them to shift side to side inside the crease. Meanwhile, for the Texas 39ers, their key is skill and speed. Not only can they bring the energy on fast break counterattacks and transition play, but they do so deftly. They're able to pinpoint their precise shots every time they drive down towards the crease. We've seen that slow down a little bit during the middle of this season, but the 39ers have gotten their mojo back here during the last few games we played here in the third week of the regular season in Duluth, Minnesota. Tita Salakangas goes across. Ilmari Lehtinen deflected off the body of Derek Moser. Goes to the far boards. Moser in Lehtinen. Lehtinen gets it to Julius Salakangas. A spin pass around Berg. Tita Salakangas across to Lehtinen. Back to Salakangas. Berg releasing. Behind the goal, it's Auroila. Tita Salakangas. It's Auroila once more. Taking his time. He'll go in the center. Hiltonen goes off the body of Moser once more. Lehtinen, his shot saved by Trent Kling. Derek Moser pausing behind the goal. He'll go to Lou, chipping the ball up. Sent down there by Lehtinen. Moser is able to recover with a pass to William Jonsson. Close side, it's Kempa Rosen. Looking for Larson, but the ball going behind him. Eetu Venjalpa recovering in his own territory as he'll bring the third line out here for the Minnesota Growlers. The pass to Valtteri Rantola. Far side, Fuchter. Back down to Lane. Rantola. Trying to get the angle around Larson. Behind himself, Lane to Fuchter. Chipped away there by Fludmar. He's still trying to stay with it. Lindgren able to get the angle and the pass off to Adam Silacek. Looking down deep to Kempa Rosen. To Larson. He'll take it to the far boards and send it down the line. Fludmar to Lindgren. Lindgren going to the wing. Cross court through the legs of Rovin and Silacek. Back to Lindgren. In the crease. Rosen unable to get the shot attempt off. Chipped up by Fuchter. He'll take it past to Rovin and saved by Trent Kling. Another close call there. Marcus Lane comes to Venjalpa. Line to Rotala, losing sight of the ball behind himself. Larson chips it down the boards. He'll come out as Albin Janssen comes in. Mile Marthaler taking it across his box. Coming to the close wing. He'll pause and pass to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Tuukka Korhonen to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Back to Korhonen, drawing the defenders in the center, leaves Marthaler with some space. Now Lehtiniemi driving, cross-court pass, intercepted by William Jönsson. He's got Janssen on the break. That shot saved, Albin Janssen. Doing interference is Jönsson, able to get the rebound, but that pass intercepted by Lehtiniemi to his brother, Eetu Lehtiniemi. In center court, Mile Marthaler able to come away with it. Tuukka Korhonen now looking to recover here for the Minnesota Growlers. Far side, the Lehtiniemi brothers passing down the lane. Back out to Korhonen, to Marthaler. In center, Eetu Lehtiniemi, shot is good! Another goal for the Minnesota Growlers, unanswered by the 39ers. Ball came down to the close wing. Chipped over to Eetu Lehtiniemi. He took 3 steps and then shot. Eetu Lehtiniemi with a pass and then a shot from the left side over the right shoulder, right into the corner pocket of the net. With that goal, 10:39 remaining in the first. It's now 39ers 0, Minnesota Growlers 2. Salakangas behind himself to Juha Roila. Far side, he's got Hiltunen. Off the boards, Lehtinen looking for Salakangas. The ball sailing wide. Julius Salakangas bringing it back past the goal line, still in Minnesota territory. Close wing, he has Roila. Far side, Lehtinen, Hiltunen in center. Picking up the passing pace here. Comes to Tita Salakangas. Cross court, Lehtinen shoots with power, but it sails just high over the goal. 10 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the first period. Almost halfway through the first. Texas 39ers still scoreless. It'll be their ball as Ronnie Berg gets set to take it. He'll pass it down deep, finds Kemper in with space. Shot deflected there by Allman. Out of bounds. It's going to be a Texas 39ers hit in Minnesota territory. Rosen coming to the close corner to take it. He'll have support from William Jönsson. Jönsson, a spin move to break Salakangas. Looking for a pass. Moving in traffic, he'll take the shot himself. Sails wide right off the boards. Larson recovering with the pass to Jönsson. Larson to Rosen. Off the boards, finds Ronnie Berg. He's pursued by Tita Salakangas. Still able to find Rosen. Now in Minnesota territory once more. Off the boards, Jönsson going to have to hustle to the corner to beat out Roila, captain on captain in the corner. Off the boards, finds Moser. Ronnie Berg to Rosen. Trying to spin around, the ball sent down into the corner. Jönsson on Roila once more. Behind himself, Rosen able to get there. Off the boards, Rosen and Salakangas. He'll take it far side. Chipped away by Janssen. It's going to be a free hit there for the Minnesota Growlers. Albin Janssen not happy about the call. Valtteri Rantala set to take the free hit here for Minnesota. Working with Marcus Lane. Lane, deep pass, intercepted there. Davidson to Janssen, the shot. Just nearly rolling in there over the head of Ullman. A close call for the Growlers. Rovinen looking for Fuchter. Fludmar able to get there first to the boards. And between the legs play means it's going to be a free hit here for the Texas 39ers. Far side, Adam Silacek. The 39ers with less than half the shots on goal of the Growlers, 3-7 currently. They've had several decent looks, but they haven't been able to create any sort of sustained offensive drive against the systematic Minnesota Growlers. Through the legs of Larson. Lane sent over the boards. It's going to draw a foul. Free hit here for the Minnesota Growlers. Second line coming in here for the Growlers. Letanimi, the pass to Korhonen, far side. Marthaler back to Korhonen. Marthaler now flexing into the center lane. Off the boards, finds that to Letanimi deep. The ball chipped up in the air. Juuso Letanimi, close call on the shot as the ball fell. It went on the outside of the net. Trent Kling recovering with a pass to Ronnie Berg. Close side, William Jonsson. Spin back around. To go behind himself to Berg. Off the boards, finds Ludvig Jonsson. Pressure from Letanimi. Bjernanen there for support. Chipped away by Berg, but it finds Juuso Letanimi. That ball sailing wide past Emily Bjernanen. Advantage granted here to Texas is Derek Moser pausing behind the goal. Substitutions will come onto the court here for the 39ers squad. Now Silacek goes to Fludmar. Fludmar coming in center lane. Behind himself finds Lindgren. Lindgren driving on the wing to Lou. Behind himself, rolls on the outside of the net. Ludvig Jonsson to Henrik Lou. Back to Jonsson in the corner. And off of Ilmari Letinen's contact, it goes to Hiltonen. Back to Letinen. Off the boards, finds Letanimi as he subs out. The pass to Tita Salakangas. Back to his brother Julius Salakangas. Far side, Auroila. Auroila to Julius Salakangas. Lehtinen calling for the ball, far side. Trying to get the angle around Nicholas Larson. Cross court now to Auroila. Deeper and deeper in Texas territory, but Kemper Rose unable to come away with the steal. Driving down towards the goal. His attempt saved by Eric Ullman. Chipped out of bounds by Larson. It's going to be a Minnesota Growlers ball. Salakangas goes far side to Hiltonen. Back to Salakangas. Hiltonen to Auroila. Salakangas down the line to Lehtinen. Behind himself, smooth passing. Hiltonen unable to get the shot attempt off from the front of the crease. Heavy field player defense there by Berg and Lindgren. But now Tita Salakangas, a smooth move. Saved by Trent Kling. Trent Kling, a contortionist in the net. I don't know how he came away with that save. Tita Salakangas with a clean look from the corner. But the sprawl by Kling able to stop the offensive. Lehtinen pressuring Silacek. He'll send the ball down deep, looking for Janssen. It rolls past the Minnesota goal. He needs someone to pass to. He'll send it down to Ronnie Berg. Berg to Jonsson. Back off the boards to Moser. Ronnie Berg, close side. Down deep, looking for Davidson. Rantala staying on him, able to chip the ball away. It goes to Tom Fuchter, number 73. He'll be forced back in his own territory. Auroila to Vagnonpa now. Etu Vagnonpa. Walking it towards half court. Will pass back to Marcus Lane. 5 minutes remain in the first period. The Texas 39ers still scoreless, though they've been turning up the heat substantially and been able to hold on against several great Minnesota looks on offense. Ball chipped up in the air there. Attempt by Tom Fuchter. Chipped out of bounds. It's going to be a Minnesota Growlers hit in. Rantala set to take it with support from Fuchter. Hit the point, Lane going far side now. Off the boards, Fuchter. The sweep shot goes off the legs there of Derek Moser. Out of bounds. It'll be another Minnesota Growlers hit in. They're not letting up just yet. Letanimi getting set in the corner to take it. A rapid shot attempt there by Emily Bjernanen. Goes wide out of bounds. Finally, the Minnesota drive ending. It's going to be a Texas 39ers ball. Silacek to Fludmar. Silacek coming in center, behind himself to Fludmar. Lou back to Fludmar. Down to Lindgren. Facing heavy pressure. Silacek trying to get a shot off. It rolls left of the goal. Chipped up in the air by Ludvig Jonsson. He'll go over the boards. It's going to draw a free hit here for the 39ers in Minnesota territory. Silacek went to Lindgren. Back to Silacek. His shot deflected off the body of Juuso Lehtinen. Korhonen to Marthaler. 4 minutes remain in the first period. Marthaler pausing. Pass it off. Julius Alakangas now taking it, heading towards the close wing. He'll pass it to Yipa Auroila. Auroila to Hiltunen. Driving down. Lehtinen across to Julius Alakangas. Just chipped away by Silicek. That assist opportunity was characteristic of a lot of Minnesota's looks, sending a cutter over cross court, down deep towards the crease. And spine at the last second. Hiltunen unable to get the shot attempt off the Larson defense. Lehtinen to Hiltunen, back to Lehtinen. Looking through Titas Alakangas. It flexed to where he wouldn't be able to field that pass. Silicek coming away with it now, but he'll send it to nobody on the wing. Lehtinen shot just saved by Kling. Ilmari Lehtinen down Roila. Stolen there by Nicholas Larson. Cross-court pass. It's a race to the boards between Rosen and Hiltunen. Rosen able to come away with it. His shot attempt deflected off of the body of Julius Alakangas, bouncing out of bounds. It'll be a Texas hit-in. The fast pass to Jonsson. He's got Larson behind himself. He'll find Larson. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. Rosen, shot saved. Allman taking his time. Will pass to Julius Alakangas. Minnesota looking to continue the offensive momentum and deny the 39ers an opportunity to put a goal on the board before we head into the first intermission. It's Vanyanpa to Marcus Lane. On the far side, he goes to Valtteri Rantala. Back out to Lane. Rantala driving down. The shot is good by Valtteri Rantala. Instead of Texas scoring, it's the Minnesota Growlers who are able to extend their lead to 3 goals early in the first period. Valtteri Rantala had taken the shot from the wing. He drove in a little bit before shooting with the ball. Able to convert in a big way here for the Minnesota Growlers team. That's certainly going to help their momentum as we face the last 2 minutes of the first period. Your score, Texas 0, Minnesota 3. Nearly 4 there off the Bjernen, an attempt saved by Kling off the helmet. Etuletanimi off the boards, finds Mauro Marthaler. Back to Etuletanimi. Emily Bjernen. Back to Marthaler. Backing up a bit here. Lou now giving some pressure. Chipped up there by Jonsson. Etuletanimi still able to come away with it. To go to Marthaler. Backing up a tad here. Far side, he's got Bjernen to Marthaler. Close side, Etuletanimi. Back to Marthaler. Far side, Bjernen. Taking some pause here. Coming around to the center is Marthaler on the wing now. Bjernen again in center, nearly losing control. Lou trying for the steal, unable to find it. Less than a minute and a half remaining here in the first period, and Minnesota still keeping the pressure on. Chipped away there by Lou. Finds its way to Tuukka Korhonen. Of course, this matchup not reflective of Texas's full playoff capacity as they're sitting 3 of their first-line players on the bench today. Liljegren, Anderson, Carlson, and Paul Brandt, as they look to keep their players healthy, heading into what they know is going to be the 2 and 3 seed semifinal tomorrow. Rosen bringing it into the center lane. Behind himself goes to Berg. Looking for Larson. That ball with too much power sailing wide. Julius Alakangas to Titas Alakangas. Driving down, the shot just wide right. Off the boards, and Moser able to get to it. Moser tips the ball down. No one's there to grab it except number 26, Tuukka Hiltunen of the Growlers. 45 seconds left on the clock. Auroila to Julius Alakangas. Back to Auroila. Looking down deep to Titas Alakangas. Ilmari Lehtinen on Kempa Rosen. Moving in traffic. Gets it to Hiltunen. The shot saved by Trent Kling. Able to grab the rebound. 30 seconds left. He'll pass to Lindgren. Spin back around. Still fighting for air against Ilmari Lehtinen. Advantage granted there on the contact to the 39ers. To Kempa Rosen. Just saved by Eric Ullman. Close side, Rosen on Salakangas. The ball rolls to Ullman. He'll pass it down Roila. Less than 5 seconds on the clock. Tita Salakanga shot goes off the body of Berg to end the period. What an intense period of play to start off our last regular season game for 2024. Your score at the end of one, Texas 39ers 0, Minnesota Growlers 3. Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back soon with the second period of play between Texas and Minnesota. And of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview. Well, Floorball fans, we've just gotten done with the first period of play here between the Texas 39ers and the Minnesota Growlers. We're joined here by captain of the Growlers squad, number 64, Yipa Roila. How are you feeling after that first period?
It was decent period from us, but the Texas are resting some people, and we talk in a locker room that we push gas pedal to the ground, and we don't care about the resting people, and we want to get good feeling to tomorrow playoff game.
So what do you think is going to be the biggest change for your team to make to try and make what was a decent first period into a great second period?
That's a hard question, but we need a little bit faster moving ball and be careful with ball, because now we have a lot of time with ball, and this is actually hard thing because we have too many options. We need to keep it simple.
And Yipa, obviously today you're also playing for which seed you'll be in the playoffs, the 3rd seed or the 4th seed. How is that affecting your team's preparation for today's match?
Actually, we don't matter about that, because I think we need to win every team who is in competition. So I don't care who is coming against us, but only thing is we need to get good feeling from this evening game.
Well, Yipa, best of luck in the second and third periods. Thank you so much for joining us. Floorball fans, thank you for being with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second period of play between the 39ers and the Growlers. Well, welcome back, Floorball fans, as we get set to head back down to the court for the second period of play between the 39ers and the Growlers. First, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all, the Finnish Bistro. The Finnish Bistro is a beloved local gem, offering a full-service coffee bar, authentic European cuisine, and a delightful bakery. Whether in the mood for a rich cup of coffee, a delectable pastry, or a hearty European meal, the Finnish Bistro has something to satisfy every palate. Located at 2264 Como Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota, we invite you to explore the delicious offerings at the Finnish Bistro. And of course, our official clothing partner for the 2024 NAFL season is Kempa. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And our official floorball partnership for the 2024 NAFL season with Fat Bite, bringing you the latest in floorball technology and beautiful Swiss media yellow. Every floorball you see on an NAFL court this season is Fat Bite. And a reminder, floorball fans, if you're curious about the statistics to this or any other NAFL matchup, past, present, or future, you can find it online at Sport Ninja, like that Emily Bjernen in goal within 7 seconds to start off the second period. A work of art off the face-off. Emily Bjernen able to come away with it. He was there for support, took the pass. It was off of a free hit call that they paused momentarily. Texas hadn't fully reset their defense, and Bjernen able to capitalize as he puts one away. 19:50 remaining in the second period. It's now Texas 0, Minnesota Growlers 4, as Minnesota looks to extend their lead even further here against the Texas 39ers. During the intermission, we spoke to their captain, J-Paul Ruela. He said for them, they're not concerned about resting players heading into the playoffs. They're not concerned even about their seeding. Of course, if they win today against the 39ers, their semifinal will be a rematch tomorrow, as they'll force the Fort Worth Jaguars to be the 4th seed in the playoffs. What J-Paul Ruela said his team cares about today is coming away with a good feeling. They need to know that they can beat any and every team in the playoffs if they want to come away with the Troy Cup. And a win here against Texas today would be monumental for their team spirit heading into the semifinal matchups tomorrow. Lindgren. He'll come cross court to Hampus Fludmar. For the 39ers, of course, they're locked in to be the 2nd seed. They're resting Anderson Carlson, Lilia Gran, as well as Carl Paulbrand. They've also brought their goalkeeper, Nicholas Larson, onto the court as a field player. You can see him there wearing number 7 on the far side. Shot attempt by Davidson, just barely saved. After the Davidson close call, it's Growlers ball. Hiltunen, down Ruela. Far side, Julia Salakangas. Down to Hiltunen. Around Ilmari Lehtinen, looking for Tita Salakangas on the far side of the crease, unable to convert. He'll look cross-court again, this time stolen by William Jonsson. Jonsson backing off, goes with a pass to Ronnie Berg. Behind himself to Moser, down the line, Davidson in center, Ronnie Berg, far side, Jonsson. Losing some control, Tita Salakangas with the steal, Ilmari Lehtinen. Moser able to stop at the last second, Ilmari Lehtinen able to get back up on his feet after the hard hit there from the former hockey player turned floorball, the American Derek Moser. Lehtinen pushing him to the wing. The ball rolls to Trent Kling. Brief time's going to be taken to mop off the court there. Ilmari Lehtinen took a tumble. Trent Kling holding onto the ball. It's going to be a Texas ball to bring it back in here. And that's backup goalkeeper for the Fort Worth Jaguars, Rylan Rasmussen, doing the hard work there, using the elbow grease to clean off the Gurr floor. With that, it's going to be a Texas ball. Fludmar comes with the pass to Henrik Lou. Back to Fludmar, far side, Silacek. Fludmar holding on to it. Not a lot of pressure here from the Minnesota defense. He'll come to Lindgren in the center wing. Back to Fludmar. Down off the boards. Lou's shot attempt, sailing wide, out of bounds, off the post. It's going to be a Minnesota Growlers ball. Lehtinen goes with the pass to Tuukka Korhonen. Korhonen in center lane, coming close side to Mile Marthaler. Marthaler coming in center behind himself. Tuukka Korhonen facing pressure there from Albin Janssen. Breaking into center space, moving in traffic. Korhonen dead to Letanini on the wing. Cross court finds Bjerninen. Silicek and Janssen on the pressure. It'll still find its way back to Mile Marthaler. Now Juuso Letanini. Facing pressure there from Lou. He'll go far side. Emily Bjerninen. The pass intended for Marthaler, stolen by Lindgren. Driving down, chipped away. An aggressive whistle from the referee, Peter Gustafsson, and it's going to be a free hit for the 39ers. The referee saying to Emily Bjerninen, that was this close to a penalty. The Growlers catching a lucky break there. But we'll see if the 39ers can capitalize. Janssen getting set to take it. He has Lou in front, Lindgren to the side. Silicek behind him and Fludmore on the close wing. A 5-strong defense. Janssen Zorro! What a beautiful shot! Against the 5-wide Minnesota Growlers defense. He's able to send it on straight from the head and put the Texas 39ers on the board. After finishing the discussion with the referee, Janssen got set to take it. It looked like he may go for a pass. Lou had just chipped it to him, allowing him to pull off the Zorro move. He found an opening in the defenders and was able to put one away before Eric Allman could react. And off of that goal there by Albin Janssen, it's now no longer a scoreless game for the 39ers. Your score 16 and a half minutes in. It's 39ers 1 versus the Growlers 4. Texas seeming to find their stride a bit more here in the second period. Their defense clamping down a bit better. Jonsson comes with the pass to Moser. Down the line, trying to get around Fuchter. He gets the angle. Still driving. Facing pressure there from Valtteri Rantala. He'll back off. The pass to Jonsson. Goes off the body of Rovinen. Fuchter unable to create a counterattack there. But now with help from Rovinen, it's Fuchter with the ball on the wing on the outside of the net. Trent Kling grabbing it. He'll roll it to Derek Moser on the close side. Moser, ball deflected once by Rantala, another time by Rovinen. Still trying to stay with it. He passes to Fludmore as he'll come out. And Adam Silicek comes on the court for the Texas 39ers. Kempa Rosen, close wing, looking deep for Davidson. That pass too high. Now Jeep Auroila holding on to the ball after the advantage play with contact from Davidson. He'll hold on as the rest of the first line comes back out to the court for the Growlers. Far side, Julius Alakangas. Far side, Titus Alakangas, Tilamari Lehtinen off the boards. Back around behind himself, deflected by Lindgren. Larson sends the ball down deep into Minnesota territory. Not a lot of pursuit here from the 39ers defense. In the center, Salakangas. Back out, Ruela. Goes to Titus Salakangas. Looking in close, Lindgren able to come away with the steal. Ilmari Lehtinen still going to stay with him in his own territory. A pass to Fludmore. Far side, Silicek. Just over 5 minutes have passed here in the second period. Both teams have scored in the second. Texas still facing a 3-goal deficit here against the Minnesota Growlers. Through the legs of Fludmore, Lehtinen on the boards, able to get it away from Davidson to Hiltunen. Losing some control of the ball. He's going to have to sweep back around. The pass to Auroila, far side. Now at the point, the Salakangas brothers working hard. Hiltunen shot attempt just wide left of the goal. Tito Salakangas. He'll take the shot, deflected off the body of Peter Lindgren. Lindgren gets the ball to Davidson on the wing, off the boards. Finds Lindgren once more, comes out to Fludmore. Delayed penalty here. Is Texas going to run a 6-on-5? Trent Kling off the court. Lou, the pass to Fludmore. Fludmore to Silicek. Close side, Henrik Lou. We'll go over to Fludmore. Tito Salakangas, the sole up man here for the Minnesota Growlers defense. Ball off the close boards to Henrik Lou, to Lindgren. Peter Lindgren taking his pause. He'll come to Fludmore. Far side, William Jonsson. Cross court to Lou. Lindgren Driving in close, looking across. The shot by William Janssen is good. On the delayed penalty, 6 on 5, William Janssen puts another away for the Texas 39ers. William Janssen had been on the far wing. He went Lou. And Lindgren in close to the crease, saw Janssen on the other side at the 45-degree angle. Able to capitalize there for the Texas 39ers. And off of that William Janssen goal, 13:20 remaining in the second period. It's Texas 2, Minnesota Growlers 4. With that goal, both teams will stay at even strength here. Recovery by Minnesota on the faceoff. Over to Marcus Lane. Comes over to Etuvenjopa. Back down to Valtteri Rantala. Backing off a bit here. We'll go to Marcus Lane. Lou retreating here for the Texas defense as Janssen comes on the far side. Valtteri Rantala to Marcus Lane. Off the boards. Go out of bounds. The pass intended for Rovinen. It'll be a Growlers hit in here. 12:40 remaining in the second period. Texas slowly but surely creeping, crawling, inching their way back up towards the Growlers' early lead. Close side Marthaler, back out to Korhonen. Janssen pursuing him back to the goal line. Björninen facing pressure from behind by Henrik Lou. Björninen the spin around. In center lane with speed, he'll pass to the wing. Juuso Lehtiniemi. Pass deflected off the legs of Janssen. Berg on Björninen in Texas territory. Janssen comes away with it on the wing. Ronnie Berg. He'll hand it off to Peter Lindgren. Substitutions coming out onto the court for both squads. 12 minutes remain in the second period. 2 goals to go for Texas to equalize. Floorball comes back down to Lindgren. In the center, Kempa Rosen shot goes off the helmet of Allman. Behind himself, Ludvig Jonsson, far side, Adam Silicek. Down to Floorball. Silicek, cross court to Lindgren. Floorball, back to Lindgren. Taking his time, looking for a man deflected there by Mile Marthaler. To Lehtiniemi now with the ball on the boards in his own territory. Kempa Rosen trying to cut off the back passing lane, but he's still able to find Marcus Lane. He'll hold on to it. As the third line coming out onto the court here for the Growlers, they'll pass to Valtteri Rantala. Rantala was looking for Buchter. Trying to find him once more, but the steal by Kempa Rosen driving down close wing. The shot attempt just wide right off the boards. It stays in bounds. Vanyopa behind himself. Marcus Lane with space on the close wing. Needing some support. He'll go from the boards to Valtteri Rantala. Rantala down to Lane. Rovinen looking inside the crease to Buchter. Chipped away by Silicek. Rosen, the pass to Silicek. To the wing, William Janssen in traffic, losing control as Buchter boxes him out. The ball back to the boards as Janssen once more for the 39ers. The shot by Silicek. Sailing over the goal out of bounds. It'll be a hit in for the Minnesota Growlers. Number 64, Yiep Auroila getting set to take it here. Janssen going to stay with a little bit of a press. Now he'll retreat. Julius Alakangas on the far wing. Auroila off the boards to Hiltunen. Shot attempt goes off the stick of Moser. Still going to be Minnesota possession. Across, Lehtinen unable to get the shot attempt off. Spinning around. Able to chip it around Lou to Auroila. The spin around Janssen in traffic. Far side to Julius Alakangas. Speeding up the passing on the perimeter. But it's chipped up in the air by Ronnie Berg. That's going to be a foul. Free hit for Minnesota with 9:55 remaining in the second period. Officially in the second half of the match. 30 minutes of floorball to go. Janssen Smart defense there, able to get around Auroila. Jonsson forcing Salakangas to the boards. Hiltonen shot attempt. Goes off the body of Jonsson. Looks like he took an unfortunate hit. Janssen driving down. Allman with the save. Pushing it to the boards. Julius Salakangas able to come away with it. And now Lehtinen spinning around. Texas caught off guard off of the Jonsson substitution from what looked like a rough injury there. To Lou. The shot attempt goes off the body there of Julius Salakangas. Now Marthaler goes over to Tita Salakangas. Cross court to Marthaler. Backing off, looking for a shot. Instead he passes to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Down to Marthaler. Full second line out here for Minnesota. Far side, it's Bjerninen. Back to Lehtiniemi. Lehtiniemi back in center lane. Will go far side to Bjerninen. Off the backboards to Lehtiniemi once more. Minnesota again being defensive with the ball, especially more mindful as Texas has started clawing their way back up against the Minnesota lead they came to early in this match. Of course, they were able to pull off a shutout in the first period against Texas. So Lehtiniemi, pass deflected by Lindgren to Jonsson. The shot high over the goal. It's going to be a hit in here for the Texas 39ers. Ludvig Jonsson, number 22 with Kempa Rosen. Rosen off the boards, chipped away by Lehtiniemi, creating a little bit of a pause in the pass. But off of Lehtiniemi's stick work on Ronnie Berg, it's going to be a free hit for the 39ers. Moser goes to Berg. Berg off the boards, trying to find Jonsson. The ball sailing behind the goal to Korhonen. He'll pass it off to Yves Auroila's first line returns out here. Hiltonen to Auroila. Far side, Salakangas. Auroila far side to Tita Salakangas. Back to Auroila at the point. He has Lehtinen, close wing. Auroila to Julius Salakangas, far side off the boards, chipped away by Ronnie Berg. Janssen, he has Larson in front of him. The shot by Janssen and another by Larson, both just deflected. Auroila behind himself, Ilmari Lehtinen facing pressure from Jonas Davidson. He's able to get it back to Julius Salakangas, far side to Tuukka Hiltonen. 7.5 minutes remaining in the second period as Auroila now on the close wing. He'll pass out to Julius Salakangas at the point. Far side, Tita Salakangas. Looking in tight to the crease to Lehtinen. Unable to get the shot attempt off. Lehtinen going to the ground there on an apparent injury. Berg and Kling of the 39ers checking on Lehtinen, and he's able to get back up to his feet. After that hard hit, he's going to sub out. And we'll take a brief pause to mop the floor on the far side of the 39ers goal. And after that, it's going to be a free hit here for the Minnesota Growlers. Players getting a little chippy down on the court, it would seem. 5-wide defense for the 39ers. Lindgren coaching his men on where to look. Vanjonpa set to take it. A penalty call there. Talking to Tom Fuchter there. Now discussing with Peter Lindgren. And it's going to be number 34, Kempa Rosen, coming out to the penalty box there for the 39ers. Hampus Fludmar discussing with the referee, Peter Gustafson. With Rosen coming to the penalty box, that means the Minnesota Growlers are going to enter into power play here with a chance to re-extend their lead to 3. And as they resume, it'll be with a free hit in close to the crease. Julius Salakangas set to take it. To Bjerninen, chipped up out of bounds off the helmet of Kling. It'll be a Minnesota hit in. Tito Salakangas comes out to Julius Salakangas. Hiltunen with Lehtinen. Minnesota starting off a little slow on the perimeter passing. Now picking up the pace. In center, Bjerreinen, and saved by Trent Kling. Fludmar to Lou. Looking like an MLB batter as he sends it down deep into Minnesota territory. Julius Salakangas inbounding here for the Growlers. Hiltunen, close side. To Lehtinen. Salakangas. Chipped up there by Jonsson. In the 2-on-1, Jonsson losing possession but gaining a free hit here for the 39er squad. Looking down deep, Jonsson nearly able to come away with a scoring opportunity. Either way, a great job killing time on the penalty. Just over 1 minute remaining in power play for the Minnesota Growlers. Tito Salakangas, far side to Julius Salakangas. Close wing, he's got Hiltunen. Down to Lehtinen. The shot by Bjerreinen and saved by Trent Kling. Peter Lindgren behind himself to Henrik Lou. Tito Salakangas now with a look to Ilmari Lehtinen. Able to convert on the power play goal. They drew out the Texas 39ers defense, giving Ilmari Lehtinen the perfect look. It was a near steal there by Lindgren. He sent the ball back down to the boards. Lou was looking for an opportunity. It got chipped by Lehtinen, came across the center, and before Trent Kling could react, the ball was back to Ilmari Lehtinen on the wing. After that goal, Minnesota's lead back up to 3. Less than 6 minutes remaining in the second. It's 39ers 2, Growlers 5. Marcus Lane taking a pause here with the ball. He comes off the boards to Rantala. Shot attempt off the legs of Derek Moser. Rantala able to come away with it down the line. He'll pass it off behind himself to Marcus Lane. 5.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Texas once again with a 3-goal deficit to work against. Rantala against Moser in the corner. Chipped up in the air by Fuchter and Berg. It'll be a hit in here for the Minnesota Growlers. Rovinen set to take it. Rovinen to Fuchter. Off the boards. Fanjonpad, half court. Losing control behind himself. Rosen on the fast break. He shoots. Just wide of the goal. You can tell he's upset with himself about that one. It was a beautiful look. One-on-one with Eric Allman. Marthaler working with Korhonen here on the Minnesota hit-in. He'll bring it in center lane, far side. Lehtinen back down to Korhonen. Tuukka Korhonen. Now driving towards Texas territory. It's Lehtinen to Bjerreinen now at the point. Great rotation here from the Minnesota offense. Bjerreinen losing some control, but Texas's defense not going to pursue as Lou comes off and Lindgren comes on. Shot from deep, just off the leg of Trent Kling. Fludmar on Lehtinen. As Fludmar goes to the ground, that's going to be a penalty against Juuso Lehtinen, a 2-minute. And now Texas going to return the favor here in power play. Juuso Lehtinen still debating the call as he gets ready to come to the penalty box. With that, the 39ers with an opportunity to cut down the Growlers' lead once more. It'll be Hampus Fludmar getting set in the corner to take the ball here for the Texas 39ers. And with Fludmar sending the ball down to William Jonsson, power play officially beginning here for the Texas 39ers. Jonsson to Fludmar, down to Lindgren. Pressure there from Tito Salakangas. Minnesota overall playing spaced out on the power play defense so far. Jonsson on the wing, back to Fludmar, down to Lindgren. Cross court. Jonsson was looking for Rosen, unable to find him. Lindgren coming in from the wing. Deflected there by Tito Salakangas. William Jonsson still able to field it for the 39ers. A spin, but he'll lose control of the ball. Lindgren there to recover off the Hiltunen pass attempt. He'll go behind himself to Fludmar. Lindgren to Fludmar. Far side, Jonsson to Janssen. A smooth Zorro move, ineffective there against the Minnesota defense. Chipped up there by Hiltunen. Getting more intense in the battle for the boards here. Less than a minute remaining in power play. As that ball going deep in Texas territory, William Jonsson able to recover. Fludmar off the far boards to Jonsson. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Jonsson to Fludmar to Lindgren. Fludmar, Lindgren over to Jonsson now. Texas staying with the back three for their power play passing. That shot attempt deflected off the body of Hiltunen. And Titus Alakangas with an opportunity. Saved by Trent Kling. 20 seconds left on the penalty. 3 minutes left in the second period. As Minnesota looking to stay alive here against the 39ers power play offense. Lindgren on the close wing. He'll shoot and score with 7 seconds left on the penalty. Peter Lindgren from the wing. It was after Minnesota had broken the ball down into Texas territory. It looked like they were going to be able to survive the penalty in its entirety. With a deep cross-court pass, found Lindgren. The Minnesota defense was able to recover, but not quickly enough. There was no man in front of Lindgren able to stop him from taking that shot. And now, off of the Peter Lindgren goal, 2:47 remaining in the second. Back to a 2-goal game. It's Texas 3, Minnesota 5. Hard-fought face-off. Jonsson pushes it into Minnesota territory. Now Tuukka Korhonen for the Growlers. Goes far side to Lehtiniemi. Lehtiniemi behind himself to Korhonen. Now to Marthaler. Off the boards. Finds that to Lehtiniemi. Shot rolls into the hands of Trent Kling. Down the line. Finds Larson. Chip to the far boards. Juuso Lehtiniemi. That ball sent up and out of bounds. It's going to be a hit in here for the Minnesota Growlers. Titus Alakangas with Jipa Roila on the free hit here. Looking deep, Ilmari Lehtinen. Ball just deflected by Silacek in tight in the crease. Hiltunen to Julius Alakangas. Julius Alakangas looking down deep again for Lehtinen, sailing just wide on the assist attempt. Kling to Fludmar. Fludmar goes over to Lindgren. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the second period. Can Texas bring this to within a 1-goal game here in these last remaining minutes before we head into intermission for the third? Lou to Fludmar. That backhand shot off the body of Hiltunen. Now Titus Alakangas for the Growlers, looking for the sweep just wide left, rolling around the bend. Silacek in Lehtinen. Chipped away by Hiltunen, comes to Lindgren. Lindgren looking to get the angle around Hiltunen. Back to Lou. Looking for the shot, he'll take it. Saved by Ullman. Now Roila and Lindgren going to force the free hit and take some boards with them while they're at it. It's going to be a Minnesota ball. Valtteri Rantala, close side. Rantala to Lane. Being backed off a bit there by Kempa Rosen. Able to chip that pass. Not enough support to make it count. The pass by Vanyanpa off the backboards to Lane. Lane gets it to Rantala despite the Jonsson defense. Backing off now in Minnesota territory. 45 seconds left on the clock in the second. Marcus Lane. Looking to make something happen. Deflected there by Ludvig Jonsson. He'll get it to Derek Moser. 30 seconds left on the clock. What can Texas do with them? Jonsson subbing in for Lindgren. Ronnie Berg going to take the ball at the point. Far side, Jonsson. Ronnie Berg now with some momentum. Close swing off the boards. It's stolen by Tom Fuchter. Fuchter around the bend. He's got Rovinen inside the crease. Less than 10 seconds. Can Minnesota get a shot off? Chipped up in the air. Jonsson sending it to half court. Is time ready to expire? Rantala, one last shot. Sails wide left. Your score at the end of the second period, Texas 39ers 3, Minnesota Growlers 5, and what's set to be a phenomenal third period between these two teams. We'll get ready to close out our regular season. We'll be back in just over 10 minutes with that third period of play between the 39ers and Growlers. And of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview. Well, Floorball fans, after that intense period of play between the Texas 39ers and the Minnesota Growlers, I'm joined here by number 93, Derek Moser of the 39ers squad. Derek, how are you feeling after that second period?
We're feeling all right. I think the goals are going to come here. We're getting some chances. Shots are fairly even. I think we're settling down as the game continues, and we'll find our rhythm here in the third period.
Now, obviously, your team has already locked in the fact that you're the second seed heading into play tomorrow in the Troy Cup semifinals. How has that affected your team's mentality coming into today's game?
A little more relaxed. We can play free out there, take some chances, kind of mix up our lines a little bit, try out some new options. So come playoffs tomorrow, we're ready to go.
And Derek, of course, you were with the NAFL in its first season with the Troy Cup champion Florida Vikings. Now in season 3 with the 39ers, what is your reflection on the league's growth and development been?
I think it's been incredible. I mean, as you said, I was involved in that first season, and I think the way the league has grown and the level has improved the last 3 years have been really impressive to me. To come in this year and see just where the level is it's been awesome, and I think it's great for the NAFL, and it's proving to be important for the long-term growth of the league.
Well, Derek, best of luck in the third period. Thank you so much for your comments and for joining us. And Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few moments with the third period of play between the 39ers and the Growlers. Well, floorball fans of the NFL, it's almost time to head down to the court for the final period of play in the 2024 regular season. But before we do, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all, The Finnish Bistro. The Finnish Bistro is a beloved local gem offering a full-service coffee bar, authentic European cuisine, and a delightful bakery. Whether you're in the mood for a rich cup of coffee, a delectable pastry, or a hearty European meal, The Finnish Bistro has something to satisfy every palate. Located at 2264 Como Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota, we invite you to explore the delicious offerings at The Finnish Bistro. And of course, our official clothing partner for the 2024 season is Kempa. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And our official floorball partnership for the 2024 season with Fat Pipe, bringing you the latest in floorball technology and beautiful Swiss media yellow. Every floorball you see on an NAFL court this season is Fat Pipe. And a reminder, NAFL fans, if you're curious about the statistics to this or any other NAFL matchup, past, present, or future, you can go online to sportninja.com or download the Sport Ninja app from the App Store. Now coming back into this period, the 39ers had gained some traction there in the second period after a shutout the first period, but they're still not able to fire on all cylinders just yet. But part of the reasoning for that has to do with some notable absences. Of course, the Texas 39ers are sitting out Tim Anderson-Carlson, Carl Paulbrandt, and Oscar Liljegren as they look ahead to the Troy Cup semifinals tomorrow and hopefully a bid to the Troy Cup finals. In addition, Derek Moser said during the intermission that because his team is already locked in to the second seed, no matter what happens in today's match, they're seeing this as more of an opportunity to come out and play relaxed with freedom and also to try out new variations on their lines and new strategies they haven't before. It also may double as a scouting report here against the Minnesota Growlers should they lose in today's matchup, because the Growlers with a win would put themselves over the Fort Worth Jaguars as the third seed in the NAFL Troy Cup playoffs, meaning they would go right back and play the 39ers again tomorrow, and the Fort Worth Jaguars would face off against the Fresno Force. As it stands right now, the Jaguars with a narrow edge in the playoff rankings, and with a Minnesota loss, it'll be a rematch of the battle for Texas in the Texas 39ers semifinal match for tomorrow. Either way, this is going to be an incredibly exciting Troy Cup playoffs as we look ahead to tomorrow and Sunday. This season has been the most competitive in the NAFL by far, and we're going to see that reflected. Any one of these four teams in the playoffs could reasonably make their way to win the Troy Cup. We'll have to wait until Sunday, the 28th, to see who. Ilmari Lehtinen down to Tita Salakangas. Working that perimeter passing far side. Now Auroila on the far wing. Ilmari Lehtinen facing pressure from behind by Fludmar. Hiltonen. That pass bobbling goes to Fludmar, facing a push there from Jeppe Auroila. Referee Peter Gustafson saying no, 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 no. As Jeppe Auroila comes off the court, it's going to be a Texas 39ers free hit. Berg to Jonsson, close side. Coming in center, will pass behind himself to Berg. He was looking for Jonsson on the wing, but Jonsson was in center. Vanjelpa gets there with the pass to Fuchter. Looking across to Rantala, it's broken up by Jonsson. Far side, Davidson to Moser in center. It's stolen by Rovinen. Rantala to Fuchter. Get the angle around. Rantala losing some control. Moser coming away with it. Moser to Ronnie Berg. Backing off a bit here. Berg goes to Silacek. Lindgren there, going to take the ball on the close wing. Both teams still scoreless here in the third. He'll go far side, Henrik Lou. He's got Janssen in tight towards the crease. Tuukka Korhonen losing control, chipped out of bounds by Albin Janssen. It's going to be a Texas 39ers hit in. Janssen and Lou set to take it. Janssen will send it all the way down to half court to Peter Lindgren. Driving on the far wing. Comes to Lou. Cross court. Janssen goes out to Fludmar. Far side Lou. Deflected there off the body of Korhonen. Mile Marthaler. To Etuletanimi. Cross court to Björninen. Deflected off the legs of his own man, Marthaler. He'll chip it back out. Juuso Lehtinen close side to Björninen. Smooth moves, gets him around. Silacek coming behind the goal. He needs some man to pass to Fludmar, giving him defense. Silacek going to the court there. as the ball comes out into Minnesota territory with Juuso Lehtiniemi, far side to Mile Marthalan. Lehtiniemi to Korhonen, the spin around, deflected off the legs of Lindgren. It comes to Silecek. Silecek, he'll go to Floorball. William Jonsson taking it in center here. He'll go behind himself to Ronnie Berg. Chipped away there. Salagangas sending it to Hiltunen. Rosen going to continue the press here for the 39ers as he comes cross-court deep to Salagangas on the wing. Chipped away there. Auroila able to swing it down to his man, Ilmari Lehtinen. Lehtinen pausing, passing. And with Auroila, he'll come down. Julius Salagangas and Tita Salagangas. Cross-court. Finds Hiltunen. Off the boards to Auroila. Finds Lehtinen. Tita Salagangas looking for the sweep. He'll go behind himself to his brother. Julius Salagangas, shot attempt saved. Looks like off the bare foot there of Trent Kling. Derek Moser now, close side. Jonsson taking a pause here. Comes to Berg. Back to Jonsson. Jonsson cross court finds Rosen. Silecek goes far side to Floorball. Silecek in center lane, passes behind himself to Lindgren. Texas getting a little bit more aggressive on their passing. Shot attempt by Rosen off the helmet of Allman. Silecek now coming down to Lindgren. He'll lose control of that pass. Valtteri Rantala able to get there. Rantala to Fuchter, looking for Rovin and chipped away by Trent Kling. His bench hooping and hollering for Trent Kling after that crucial save as the Texas 39ers look to keep this match within reach. 39ers sending the shot wide there. Eetu Vanyanpää recovering for the Growlers. 14 minutes remaining in the third. Both teams still scoreless. The announcer's curse strikes there as Eetu Vanyanpää sends in a goal for the Minnesota Growlers. Seemingly within half a second of me saying that the teams are scoreless here. A beautiful shot from the wing with power at range. Eetu Vanyanpää had the ball in the close wing. He took it all the way down from behind his own goal line and put one in when Trent Kling was expecting a cross-court pass instead. Off of the Eetu Vanyanpää goal, 13:59 remaining in the third. The Growlers back to a 3-goal lead. Your score, Texas 3, Minnesota 6. Referee's pausing to confirm here. And now it's going to be Jonsson on Lehtiniemi for the faceoff. Recovery by the 39ers. The pass comes out to Berg at the point. Ronnie Berg to Moser. Finds Davidson. Back off the boards to Moser. Heavy pressure there from Eetu Lehtiniemi. Moser able to box him out. Moser pass intercepted there by Eetu Lehtiniemi. Chips the ball over. Temeli Bjerninen. Back out to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Bjerninen, a spin around, sending Larson to the ground. To Korhonen. Emily Bjerninen, shot attempt with power off the body of Derek Moser. Jonsson, close wing, passes behind himself to Berg. Ronnie Berg, of course, in his third season in the NAFL. He started out playing for the Fresno Force in the NAFL's inaugural season and then moved to the Texas Tornadoes, as they were known last season, whenever they went 1-9 during the regular season. Currently standing at the worst regular season record in NAFL history. Yet look at where the Texas 39ers are this season. Currently locked in as the second seed in the playoffs. They'll be hoping to make it to the finals and come away with the Troy Cup for the rags to riches, zero to hero story to be complete. Either way, it's already been a miracle run that they've had, as they were the highest ranked team heading in after the first week of play. They started their season 4-0 before the Minnesota Growlers, the last time they met in the 2024 regular season, were finally able to take down the then reigning 39ers 6-4 during our second week of play in Clarksville, Tennessee. They look poised to do something similar here today against the 39ers as they currently hold on to their 3-goal lead, but of course, Floorball is a fast-paced, high-energy sport where absolutely anything can happen. Texas could very much put themselves right back in this match. Taking pause here to mop off the court. And with the Gurf floor cleaned, where Larson took a tumble, it's now going to be a Texas ball. Fludmar to Silacek. Silacek backing off here. He'll come close wing to Peter Lindgren. To Janssen. Finds Lou in center lane. Backhand shot goes off the body of Julius Salakangas. That ball off the head of Peter Lindgren. Lou coming away with it off the rebound. The shot saved by Allman. Yeval Roila facing pursuit from Janssen. Hilton in close wing. He'll come into the center lane to Julius Salakangas. Unable to get the shot attempt off. Will pass behind himself to Hiltonen. Facing pressure on the boards from Lou. Hiltonen nearly going over, bending the boards. No call. It'll go down to Albin Janssen. The Zorro off the post. Alroila sends the ball to Lettinen. Back to Alroila on the 2-on-1 fast break. Chipped away by Bombardak. Adam Silacek at the last second. Lindgren now looking to return the favor. His shot goes out of bounds off the body of Julius Salakangas. Texas set to take the hit in here. Rosen to Lindgren. Back out to Adam Silacek. Ronnie Berg in the center lane. He'll go behind himself to Adam Silacek. Lindgren behind the Minnesota goal. Chipped away there by Lane. Ludwig Jönsson able to get there. Again chipped by Lane. Still able to find Lindgren. Lindgren losing some control. Still holding on to it, however. Not enough pressure from Minnesota to make the mishaps count. Silacek from deep sends it wide right of the goal. Allman unable to grab it. Etzer Vanyanpaa sending it to the close boards. Rosen to Lindgren as Vanyanpaa goes to the court floor. Deflected off the foot there of Hugo Rovinen. Will come down the line. Silacek to Rosen. Chipped there by Etzer Vanyanpaa. It goes to Marcus Lane in the far side. Now both teams taking pause. Substitutions coming out for both squads as Etzer Vanyanpaa will pass it off to Juuso Lehtiniemi. Mile Marthaler with Tuukka Korhonen. Far side off the boards to Etzer Lehtiniemi, deflected there by Moser. Berg chipping it up off the body of his own man, William Jönsson. Jönsson now driving down, close side. Looking for a shot. He'll find one off Lehtiniemi, staying in bounds. Davidson on the far boards. He'll chip it to Jönsson. It's going to draw a foul, however. Free hit for the Growlers. Referee Peter Gustafson correcting his call. Mile Marthaler not happy about it. It's going to be a Texas 39ers hit. Albin Janssen to Jönsson. Goes wide left behind the goal off the boards. Lehtiniemi trying to get it to Björninen. He'll be able to find him on a pick and roll there. Spin around. He has Janssen behind him. Björninen losing control of the ball. Albin Janssen coming away with it. The sweep shot saved by Allman. Close side, Juuso Lehtiniemi. Deflected off the body of Silacek. Silacek fighting hard to stay with it, but it goes to Tita Salakangas. Björninen to Salakangas. Trent Kling nearly clearing the crease in anticipation of the shot, but no attempt made by the Growlers. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the third period. We're officially in the back half here. Down the line to Tita Salakangas. Across. Ilmari Lehtinen shot going wide out of bounds. It'll be a Texas 39ers hit in. Call correction made here. It's going to be a Growlers hit in. Minnesota the only team to score here in the third period. Texas still scoreless here as Minnesota extending their lead even further. Tuukka Hiltonen in close in the crease. Minnesota Growlers able to put another away and extend their lead to 4. It was off the corrected call, hit in for the Minnesota Growlers. Tuukka Hiltonen had come in from that far wing. He was camped there within 3 feet of Trent Kling, but on the backside in the blind spot. Hiltonen able to put one away for the Growlers. He's been one of their big producers all season on the first line. And now with 9 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the third period, it's Texas 3, Minnesota 7. Fuchter driving down against Ronnie Berg. He'll lose sight of the ball behind himself. Berg comes away with it. The pass to Moser off the backboards. Moser coming in center lane now. Down the line to Kemper Rosen. Shot attempt from deep, sails wide left. Jonsson around the bend. William Jonsson now. Chipped up in the air by Lane. Gets out to William Jonsson. Spin behind himself, Kemper Rosen. Behind the Minnesota goal, looking at Jonsson, but he's unable to get the shot attempt off. Ronnie Berg, another one from deep, deflected off the body of his own man, Kemper Rosen. 8.5 minutes remaining in the third period. 4 goals to go now for the Texas 39ers to equalize. Marcus Lane on the far side. We'll chip it down to Etu Vanyanpa. Substitutions coming out here for both squads. Second line coming back out for Minnesota. Marthaler, after the pump fake, goes to Juuso Lehtiniemi in center with Bjernanen. Minnesota slowing the pace of the game down, looking to control the momentum here. Lehtiniemi comes back down. Marthaler driving, gets it around Moser to the backboards. Losing some control, 2-on-1. Moser trying desperately to chip it out. Marthaler still on defense there. Etu Lehtiniemi finally chipping the ball out. They're going to say it was out on Moser. Minnesota Growlers hit in. Ball sailing far side. Juuso Lehtiniemi. Tameli Bjernanen. Lehtiniemi to Bjernanen. Close side. Looking across, Marthaler unable to get the shot attempt off from inside the crease. Lehtiniemi shot sailing wide left to the goal. Adam Silacek to Peter Lindgren. Deflected there. Off the legs of Bjernanen. Etu Lehtiniemi still able to get there. Looking to keep the Minnesota drive alive as we hit the last 7 minutes of the third period. Lehtiniemi going towards the court. It's a push call there against Janssen. Approximately 3.4 boards knocked out of alignment there off the Janssen push. Now Minnesota Growlers ball once more. Julius Salakangas in the center lane. Go behind himself down Roila. Close side to Salakangas. Down to Lehtinen at the goal line. Lehtinen waiting for someone to come out in the passing lane. Salakangas to Julius Salakangas. Back down to Lehtinen. Hiltonen creeping closer towards the goal line. He'll go out into Minnesota territory to Jipa Roila. To Salakangas. Lehtinen looking across to Roila for the kill shot, but broken up there by Silacek. Now Roila to the close boards. He'll go behind himself. Lehtinen chipped over to Hiltonen. Unable to get the shot attempt off, however. Kemper Rosen able to take it. Across the fine Silacek, broken up there by Salakangas. Off the advantage. As Lehtinen came away with it, it'll be a free hit here for the Texas 39ers. Of course, Minnesota's passing game makes them just so dangerous in opponent territory. They often need not look where they're passing. They have that kind of chemistry with each other where they know exactly how their style of play and personality on the pitch dictates where they'll be at any given second, as we saw, for example, with that Roila behind the back pass off the backboards to Ilmari Lehtinen. Ronnie Berg now. Cross-court pass intended for Davidson, chipped away by Rantala. Rantala unable to get the angle on Moser. He'll have to come behind the goal. He's got Rovinen, spine in the crease. Back out Fuchter. Ball chipped away from behind by Janssen. Berg now. 2-on-1 in the corner. Rantala coming away with it. He'll pass out. Marcus Lane. Rovinen looking across the crease. It finds Ronnie Berg instead. 5.5 minutes remaining. With every dwindling second, it drains the hopes of the Texas 39ers to make a comeback. Of course, for the 39ers, their matchup tomorrow is only determined by whether or not Minnesota comes away with a win. It's not going to put them into a different seed as they're locked in second place for the Troy Cup playoffs. Jonsson, ball chipped away there by Valtteri Rantala. Rantala looking across, chipped away there by Moser, goes to the far boards. Marcus Lane coming away with it. Marcus Lane, down to Valtteri Rantala. Close side, Etu Vanyanpa recovering here for the Minnesota Growlers. Juuso Lehtiniemi. He'll chip it down to Emily Björninen. Looking across, Mathaler losing some control, a mad grab, and the Growlers take each other out. Björninen and Lehtiniemi has kept Rosian driving down with the pass. He goes to Janssen, now to Silacek at half court. Far side, Fludmar. Off the boards, Lindgren looking for Janssen, chipped up by Mathaler. And to Lehtiniemi. Backing off a bit here, off the boards, he finds Korhonen. Korhonen looking for Lehtiniemi, finds Lindgren instead of the 39ers. He shoots, saved by Eetu Lehtiniemi. Kempa Rosen losing the ball behind him. Juuso Lehtiniemi there for support as Korhonen unable to get his stick around Rosen. Tensions heating up down on the court. The pass going to Lindgren. Björninen with speed looking to meet him on the far side. Now he'll retreat for Minnesota. Less than 4 minutes left on the clock in the final regular season game of the 2024 NAFL season. Jonsson breaking out here, a pass behind himself to Ronnie Berg. Berg goes cross court. Henrik Lou chipping the ball out of bounds. Brief time's going to be taken there to mop up the court in center. It'll be a Minnesota Growlers hit in when we resume. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left on the clock, and the Growlers enjoying a hearty 4-goal lead over the Texas 39ers. And now with the court mopped off, it's time to resume for the last minutes of the third period here between the 39ers and Growlers. It's going to be Salakangas and Auroila set to take it. Auroila far side to Hiltunen. Chipped over Lehtinen, losing control on the pass. Back, it goes to Moser. Through the legs of Salakangas. Jonsson driving down. The shot saved by Ullman. Jonsson heating things up here in the last remaining minutes. Advantage granted to the 39ers. It's going to be a Texas 39ers ball. Jonsson set to take it. They're going to take a brief time here to mop off the court in front of Ullman in the Growlers' goal. And with the Gur floor wiped, time to resume play. It'll be Jonsson and Lou in the corner. Lou holding onto the ball, looking to Jonsson on the far side of the goal, unable to convert. It's going to be a Minnesota ball here, Texas retreating. Auroila inbounding here for the Growlers, coming in center lane. Far side will find Tuukka Hiltunen. Shot goes off the body of Moser. Tita Salakangas to Jeep Auroila. Close wing, Julius Salakangas. Cross court, finds Hiltunen. Spin back around. Chipped out to the top, Auroila. Close wing, Julius Salakangas. That cross court pass deflected by William Jonsson. Tita Salakangas keeping up the press, actually able to get the blade of the stick on the ball there, but Jonsson maintaining possession here as he comes around to half court. The pass behind himself to Bombardak, Adam Silacek. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Ludmar, far side with Lindgren. For Texas, the one thing to consider here is that the Minnesota Growlers coming away with a win means it'll be a rematch in the semifinals of the game tomorrow. And the Growlers, of course, came out and said, according to their captain, Jeep Auroila, that their goal from today is to have momentum heading into the semifinals to give them a boost. And if they're able to defeat their semifinal opponents today, it certainly will give them an edge tomorrow in the semifinal matchup as they look to head to the Troy Cup final. Ryan Bob, far side to Rantala. Marcus Lane. Lane, pass deflected by Jonsson to Kemper Rosen. He was looking for Lindgren, but not enough speed. Stolen by Edu Vanjonpa. Some contact there. The ball going wide of Rosen. Rantala with some room, far side. Fuchter on the wing, coming for the sweep. Now on the close wing. He'll shoot wide left, still in bounds off the boards. Rantala against Fludmar. Less than a minute and a half left in regulation. Free hit awarded here to the Minnesota Growlers. Emily Bierinen, number 96 of Minnesota, coming out to take it. He passes it down to Tuukka Korhonen. Juuso Lehtiniemi in center lane. Cross court, finds Miles Marthaler. Marthaler, pass stolen there by Janssen, comes to Lindgren. Korhonen shipping the ball up. Comes out, Adam Silacek, far side to Lindgren. Silacek, a half spin around to try and create space on Bjerreinen, and he was looking on the far side for Davidson. Unable to find it, but on a high stick call, it's going to be a Texas 39ers free hit in tight towards the crease. 48 seconds left on the clock. Janssen Zorro unable to get a free hit Zorro goal for a second time. It sails out of bounds, and it'll be a Growlers ball. Marthaler. Coming down the line, it's Bjerreinen. It'll pass back to Korhonen. Juuso Lehtiniemi to Korhonen. Korhonen backing off a tad here. We'll go to Miles Marthaler. 30 seconds remain in the final regular season matchup. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like our Troy Cup semifinal games are locked in. It's going to be the Fresno Force 1 seed against the Fort Worth Jaguars 4 seed. And, of course, the Texas 39ers against the Minnesota Growlers in what will be rematches of 2 games we saw today in a battle to make it to the Troy Cup finals. 5 seconds on the clock. The ball chipped out of bounds with 3 to go. Rosen and Janssen looking for Jonsson in the crease, unable to convert. Your final score here live from the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center in Duluth, Minnesota. It's Texas 39ers 3, Minnesota Growlers 7 as Minnesota comes away with their first home win in franchise history. Floorball fans, we thank you for joining not just this broadcast, but the NAFL on our journey to bring you the most competitive floorball you've ever seen from North America. We feel confident we've accomplished that goal at the end of our regular season this year. We thank you for joining us on the journey. And of course, the NAFL season isn't over yet. We hope that we'll see you tomorrow during our 2 broadcasts for the semifinal match between the Force and Jaguars and the 39ers and Growlers. And of course, on Sunday, July 28th, as 2 teams from the semifinals tomorrow will battle it out to take home the coveted Troy Cup and declare themselves the champions of the NAFL. Of course, stay on this stream as we'll bring you an exclusive NAFL post-game interview in just a few moments. Well, floorball fans of the NAFL, we've just finished off our regular season. The Growlers coming away with a win against the 39ers. We're joined here by number 10, Ilmari Lehtinen of the Growlers. Ilmari, how are you feeling after the victory?
Oh, pretty sweat right now. It's kind of hot in here to play, but nice win. We have lost now a couple of games, so nice to be back in winning streak.
Now, Ilmari, as you look ahead to the Troy Cup semifinals tomorrow, you're going to be facing off against the 39ers. After playing them today, how do you feel about the match tomorrow?
Feeling good. Of course, there was a couple of guys who didn't play in the 39ers, but we just do our job and that's it.
And Ilmari, you're in your second season now for the Minnesota Growlers. How have you felt about the team's performance this season compared to last season?
Oh, of course, it's a little bit different because now we have more players than we had last year. But maybe the effort is same. Of course, new guys is a little bit different every time you first time play with the new guys. But still like it.
Well, Ilmari, best of luck tomorrow as you look to take home the Troy Cup in the semifinals there. Thank you so much for joining us. And floorball fans, thank you so much for joining us for another 2024 NAFL regular season game. Don't worry, we get to say 2024 playoffs tomorrow. We'll see you then for our 2 semifinal matchups live from Duluth, Minnesota. Until then, I've been your host, Tanner David.